Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Wow, straight from the start. Wait, are you spoiler alerting that we're Trekyards? Because if they clicked on it, then they probably...
Yes.
Okay.
Well, spoiler alert. His name is Commander
Oh,
Cockings.
God, spoiling everything today. As well in this video as well. Yes, spoiler alert. We're talking about the big twist of episode 7 of Picard season 2, as it will now affect all the other Trek canons, at least in Picard's life. So you've been warned. Don't click. But Stuart, what is the big twist of this episode?
I guess it's not really a twist, but we get to meet Picard's dad, who betrayed all of the humans and Gaius Baltar. Just saying.
Well, can you imagine if they hired
What an ass.
the Six to be the mum? That would have been Trisha Helfer. See, that would have been snazzy.
Yeah.
Would have been a bit obvious though, but that would have been.
And we kind of get a story of that his dad wasn't abusing his mom. Like it's a twist on it, and we kind of knew something was going to happen like this from the beginning because Patrick Stewart said those scenes aren't what you think they are. It's from a child's perspective, and I think that's great because they, great actor in the role, and seeing him in a Starfleet uniform and the reveal that he's Picard's dad was awesome. So yeah, I'm stoked for it, and I'm glad that it wasn't that typical pitfall they could have gone down. It's a little more layered than that, so appreciate that a child sees things a lot different and therefore remembers things a lot differently.
Especially as it's with 80 more years or 90 more years of internalization. Most of us can't even think of adding 20 or 30 years to that memory compression. Add 80 or 90, a whole different sort of thing. No, it's a really, really phenomenal actor choice. He played it odd from the start, but I think in second watch you'll get more of the nuance. There's a lot of depth now in that performance. And was he a shrink? Because there's no reason to think he was a wine farmer specifically. They had own a chateau, but doesn't mean that they had to have it active. Who knows? It could be in Starfleet. We really don't know. But yeah, the initial season pitch was very much something to do with my parents, and it was sad to see because we knew Patrick Stewart himself came from an abusive family household, and Patrick does bring real life things in, and that would have been a shame to give this the most legendary captain of Jean-Luc Picard that same backstory. It kind of might have deepened the character, but made him very sad. So they teased it, but reversed that expectation and said no. Instead, the mum is a mental illness, some form, which in fact actually does that link to Picard's mental illness in the end of All Good Things. It just occurred to me.
Iridium syndrome or
Aromatic syndrome, yeah. Because that
aromatic syndrome, yes.
Because that I don't think necessarily makes you. But no, I mean actually that would make sense because Beverly does think originally that when he sees alternate the other timelines that it's a symptom. So maybe she does have it, just very, very, very early onset. That would be, God. If they say that in dialogue, that would be great. I mean, sad but great.
No, it's a nice twist on the story, and it's kind of addressing mental illness issues, which is what Star Trek does. Social commentary kind of thing. So, yeah, I think it's great. I'd like to see more, but I don't know how much more.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. That twist moment is so strong. You vaguely see something coming, and then because you think he's going to be a actual. Anyway, it goes well, but the way Picard treats this revelation later, it is truly a life-changing revelation, and the whole point of Q taking him here is to have penance and to bring him different perspective. I mean, they're playing on the romance aspect to show he needs to get past that to have a family, so they work out trauma. But the fact is, he clearly resents his dad his entire life, all 100 years of it. And so now he now knows his dad was actually, in a sense, the victim of his parental relationship, that he had to now deal with the mum and all the problems and take care of her. And clearly the mum was having like schizophrenic incidents of, imagine from his perspective, stealing your son when you think she's stable, him possibly dying underneath the calico. I mean, you can imagine, the way they played it, he was very calm as like a dad saying, like, I'm just going to deal with this. I can't be mad at anybody. I'm just going to be dealing with this. Clearly there's implied like the mum dies and there's other sad things that happen. But the fact that now his entire life's relationship with his father has been changed, that will change who he is. Because that's his fundamental. Everyone is based off their parents' relationship in some small way. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's distant, whatever. So that's amazing. That totally changes it all. And frees him up to go further as a character, even though he's, like I said, like 100 already. It's a bit late to start, but that's all fine. And we've already said holodecks. I mean, the fact that James is such a well-known actor and great age, great look, looks good in uniform, I would not be surprised if we then see a holodeck recreation where he says, "Bring like Crusher did, show him my dad," and he talks to him because he says, "I never knew you," and he's never presumably wanted to know him either, based on what he thought of him. So I can imagine there might be some payoff to that in some extra way, just because of how much that's going to redefine his early life. So it's way deeper than you think, and I really commend them because they, like we said before, it could have easily gone down a trap road or it damaged the character. But now, talking it through with you and through our other review, it's well written and both underdone, but also really core. So I'm really pleased. If it had been abusive, it would have been very sad. If it had been good for him. You know, good for them.
Yeah, and I know as much as you like the actor and stuff, I don't think we're going to necessarily see much more of him, unfortunately. But at least he's in there in the Star Trek canon.
In uniform, with the right badge, in a maybe canon uniform.
What are your thoughts on this? Did you find the reveal interesting? And what did you think of the actor? Because, yeah, I kind of was like, oh, that's awesome, as soon as I saw him. So, anyhow,
yeah, really kicked some butt.
Comment down below. Yeah, comment down below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell icon. And join us for our lives where we talk about this and this kind of stuff and so much more. So please join us if you're able to. We'd really appreciate it.
And support what we do directly, if you can, by Patreon, PayPal, join the channel on YouTube, or super chatting via the lives, because we love that interaction, we love that conversation, and each super chat does make a big difference in the overall scheme. We sort of rely on those to live, so help us live.
See you guys next time. Until then, he's Commander Cocking.
Foley.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
I have a name. All right, cool. Bye, everybody.